All right, you guys, good to have you. Welcome. Thursday night, 8 o'clock live, 188, In Search of Awesome. We're always in the Facebook galaxy. We're always in the Summit Salon community looking for the next right answer. And tonight we've got the bomb, Nicole Dalton, Secrets of an Instagram Highlight Jedi from Hairbenders. She actually refers her to herself as Nicole of Hairbenders. And from Kingsport, Tennessee, salon owner Sheila Ferguson. Thank you very much, Sheila. You and your daughter Holly for referring Nicole to me because she's really, you guys are going to really enjoy the conversation we engage. And of course, she's a prodigy of Mike Carter. So thanks for turning me on to her because she's the bomb. Her track record, her profile is nothing short of extraordinary, you guys. She's only 21. She really started behind the chair, got out of the associate program in June. She's at 2 now, actually. She qualifies for 3, but she wants to manage her risk a little bit, so we got her as kind of an AKA 3. Her average day is $350. Average service ticket is $111. Her haircut prices are $49, so that's well over 2 times. She's probably trending, conservatively speaking, to do 130 referrals inside of a 12-month window. She rebooks at about 45%, takes good care of her guests with 20% retail. So she passes her state boards in June of 2019, and her first month, that's really where, Holly says, Michael, you got to talk to, Nicole because her first month behind the chair was $4,500 in service, $850 in retail. Then in July, look at you guys, $7,600. This is in her second month. Retail 22 grand, and that's when I called her. I said, "Who are you? We got to find out more about you." No, wait, there's more. She goes to 8,700 in August, 7 grand in September. Look at this. She crushes it at 92 in October, 76 in November, and it would not surprise me if she hits $10,000 in service in December. So, and this is at 21 years old, level 2. She's she didn't have 6 full months yet behind the chair, so definitely way ahead of her time. If she continues to trend what she's trending, her first full year really technically is 2021. She could be, $75,000, $100,000. I'm going to call up Guinness Book of World Record after tonight, and because I think that this is some unprecedented stuff. So she graduates from high school in 17. Before she graduates, she's already at Hairbenders because, the calling to be a hairdresser is stirring the soul. She's doing some cleaning there. She's like a college student, and she's pursuing something for a little while. She becomes an associate in 2018, graduates from hair school in 19, front end of 19, and as I said, she goes behind it, finishes the associate program in June, and with just less than 6 months, I mean, her W-2 is like at 31, so you do the math on that, it's just, you can go on and on and on. She's just off the charts. And you really want to start following her. She actually has 2 pages on Instagram. She's got Nicole from Hairbender. She'll probably introduce herself to you because that's kind of her handle. So you want to get on that. And then Nicole Dalton 21. She says that's her personal page, but as I look at it, if you didn't know any better, you'd say it's a business page. And her work is extraordinary. Uses iPhone, Canon as well. 980 followers on her IG business, and I think you'll see, I think it's just under 10,000 followers on her Nicole Dalton 21 page. 111 guests following her on there. The overwhelming majority of her referrals, frankly, are coming from social media. So without any further ado, I've got her in the green room. I'm going to get her out. I want to talking about a little bit about her story because that's amazing. And then we're going to get her talking about what she's doing on her social media that's blowing it up. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm going to go get her now and see if she's back there. And there she is, you guys. Why don't you give it up for her, will ya?
Hey guys, it's Nicole from Hairbenders. How are you? I'm so excited to be on your show this afternoon.
Oh, it's great to have you, Nicole. You and I have been chatting, and I know we're both really excited for your presence. Thanks for, after a long day, giving us this evening and telling us about your life.
I'm so excited to be here.
Well, listen, we always like to start with the story because the story gives a lot of people vision and inspiration and hope, and your story is nothing short of amazing. So, who are you, and what was your life like before you decided to do this? And you made a little bit of a pivot to do this, and kind of what inspired you?
Yeah, so when I first started on this journey, I want to say I was either 15 or 16. I didn't know anything, I didn't know anybody, but I just wanted to be in an environment of a hair salon. I've always wanted to do hair. I've always just wanted to be doing something, making other people feel beautiful about themselves. So when I first decided I wanted to start out at beauty school, I went and applied at Hairbenders. Again, I hadn't even started beauty school at this time. I didn't know anything. And I was in high school at the time. I was attending Dalton at high school, and I had just started taking cosmetology classes in high school. And so I just wanted to kind of get something. I wanted to be in the environment. I wanted to be just getting everything that I could while I was in school. Just wanted to be soaking up everything. So I was, while I was in high school, participating in beauty school at my high school. I was also working part-time. I'd go every day after high school until close. And actually, I started as a cleaner. I did towels. I cleaned. I did anything I needed to. I just wanted to be there. So I started there after I graduated high school. I graduated high school with a little bit more than half of my hours that I needed for beauty school. And I went to college after that. I decided to get a degree in business management, and I just felt like it wasn't for me anymore. I felt like I was taking time off of work to go to college to do something that I hated. And I was missing the salon. I was missing the fun, the hair, everything about it. So I said, goodbye school, hello salon. And I dropped out of college, never regretted it since the day that I left. And I decided to go back to beauty school full time. And the day after I graduated beauty school, I hit the ground running, and I've been a stylist on the floor ever since.
As I'm listening to your story, it's amazing. Now, when you're off to college, and mostly, parents have their own vision about what we're going to do. Did you get any blowback from family when you decided, no, I don't want to do college. I want to go to where my soul is being called and finish beauty school?
My parents have always been really supportive of anything that I choose to do. And as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, they're of course going to be behind me, supporting me in anything. And, they said, if, college isn't right for you, we understand that. You obviously, you have a gift in the hair industry, and we want you to use that gift to your fullest potential. So they stood behind me in everything that I chose. And I think they're just as excited as I am.
God bless your parents. So when if you're going to come on this program, you're reaching heights that a lot of people don't reach, and I think you're just this side of our 190th interview, and there's always these definable moments that happen to people that get to places that you're at, and I know that you've had one or two in your journey, and it's real interesting. So talk about what made the difference in your life, and kind of was the nitroglycerin that kind of poured on your bonfire.
Yeah. So really the big difference was I started at such a young age, and every single minute and every free second, I was doing everything I could to be the best potential that I could be. And I think a lot of it had to do with where I started at such a young age, and it was being fed into me. And it really makes a huge difference of what you're around is what comes out. And I am so blessed to be a part of the Hairbender Salon, and with Sheila and Holly and all of them. They really, every single woman under there took me under their belt. They showed me, they taught me the ins and the outs of how to be successful. I saw what worked, I saw what didn't work, and I wanted to take each of those successful points that I would see in these successful women that I was using as mentors, and I wanted to, double them and use them for myself. I just wanted to do everything that I could to be on the top. And I was doing further education. I was going to hair shows while I was in beauty school, high school, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. Here I am traveling, doing all these classes, hands-on classes. I've got, artists coming to the salon, different things like that. So that's probably what made the huge difference, was just continual education, no matter what. And then always having a good attitude. I will say that made the biggest difference when things were hard and you can't see the light. You're in beauty school, you're in college, wherever you are at in life, it might seem like, oh my gosh, I can never get out of this. But, having a good attitude, and I had my head up when I was cleaning and, getting the color bowls clean, things like that, always having a good attitude. I was always taught if you can teach anyone how to do hair, but you can't teach someone how to have a good attitude. So when you have a good attitude towards things, that makes all of the bad things disappear, and you just have a different view on life. And I really think that's what made the difference the most.
Well, your passion precedes you, and by the way, you have a lot of people that advocate your fan club tonight. So Mike's on, and Sheila's on, and there's just a whole bunch of your community that are just thrilled. So this is a big moment, not only for you but for them. So you've come a real long way in a pretty short period of time. I mean, you're on the front end of 20 something, like 21. How has this changed you? What's it like to be you now compared to 2, 3 years ago?
It's a totally different world that I live in. And I take a step back even now, like you just said, I just turned 21 in October. I feel like I've, become a woman in the process of being in the salon. When I first came here, I was in high school. I was a baby. I even look back at last year and I'm like, who is that person? But they just being in the salon has shaped me not only as a person, it has, shaped how I view life, everything like that. But the only thing I can say looking back now, it sounds so cliche, but when somebody says, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That is the most true statement I think I could say about anything. I love what I do, and I never feel like I go to work. And that's really that's the thing that just brings me so much joy to look back at something and see, hey, this was really hard, but because I had a good attitude and stuck through it, this is, the success. And that's what keeps me going now, is when I'm going through hard times now and not sure what to do, I can just look forward to the future like I did back then. And it's the same thing. Keeps your head up.
Yeah, I love it. And your father's on. Jeff Grayson Dalton says, Dad is
Hey, Dad.
proud, and he's sending a lot of love. And so it's extraordinary. You're kind of blowing up my page, Nicole. Thank you. Well, like where do you go from here? You're only 21. You're like going vertically at like Mach 5 ballistic. What do you see yourself doing and going in the next year or so?
I want to continue to grow to my maximum potential. I really want to continue my education, further education. Hair shows are really important to me. Furthering education in classes with different artists, different things. Everything is right there at our fingertips. And I think a lot of stylists, especially younger ones, my age going through school, they don't understand how much is right there at their fingertips. Instead of going home and watching Netflix at night, go home and watch your favorite artist. Go home and watch their videos on their hair. It's always about what you're feeding in is what's going to come out. If you're feeding in all your education videos, let them come in from YouTube. That's what's so important to me. And I just want to continue to grow. It's worked from here. You don't fix something that's not broken. My mom always taught me. So it's worked for me. Do it. Further education. I plan on staying at Hairbenders. I love good old East Tennessee. Hairbenders is my home. But my final goal in the end, I would like to be an educating artist of some type, and travel around different states and teaching classes and be an artist on stage, types of things like that. I want to get some years under my belt. And
I love it. And then I'll be able to say, I knew you when you were only 21 and you were on my show. So there's Nicole, there's a whole bunch of people watching tonight, and there's going to be several thousand that are going to be watching the recorded version of this, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and they're looking at you, they're listening to you, they're relating to you, they're identifying with you, and they're going, wow, she's in a place I would love to be, and I'm in a place that she used to be. I wonder if it would be possible for me. What might you say to them that would inspire them and give them the hope that they need to take the shot?
So I have one, and the only thing about it, I've got one word that I really want to say, and I was gonna say something else, but I just got back from our Christmas work retreat, actually just this past weekend, and there's just one word that sums up everything for me, and it's the word drive. And I've got a quote written down for this. It says, "You can do anything as long as you have the passion, the drive, the focus, and the support." And that's by Sabrina Bryan. And I truly believe that with my whole entire heart, that you can do anything that you put your mind to. We have so many tools and so many opportunities right here at our fingertips that we don't take advantage of them. But if you have the proper drive, the support, and the passion, then you can do anything. And that's what I want.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We have a handful of minutes, and I am not going to let you leave until you share some of the amazing things that you're doing on your 2 Instagram pages and any other, best kept secrets so that this can be as much of a tutorial interview as it is inspirational. What do you got cooking on your first key?
Okay, my first key to success has to do with pictures. The biggest thing is about my before and after pictures, and that is something that I get the most feedback on from my clients. I've got people that message me, that come into my chair. The thing that I hear the most is, I love your before and afters. And, they show their friends, they share them with their friends. They're like, hey, let me show you. And it's just the pure shock factor, I think, to somebody of, before, and having the picture of right there, and you can swipe and you can see the before and after. And that's honestly my favorite thing right there, is just to provide the befores and afters so they can really see, what I'm doing. But the lighting and the background is very important. That's definitely my first key. If you're taking your pictures at your station, your after pictures at your station, you've got hairspray bottles and you've got, bags and purses and coats and food and drinks. It doesn't look very professional. But if you really take your step back and, put your work in front of good lighting, in front of a good background, in front of, things that around it that are good, it's going to make it appear like a totally different head of hair. I have taken the exact same picture of an after shot of somebody's hair at my station and the exact same picture outside, and it looked like two totally different hair colors, two haircuts, two totally different things. But you really want to be consistent in where you're taking your pictures and get yourself a look for your page. But the light, the befores and afters, where you take your picture and what is behind it, its surroundings, and what is around it is key to what your pictures look like and what it draws to your eye.
Yeah. So while you were giving us that tutorial, I was on your your Nicole from Hairbender's salon page, which is your business page. It's got just under 1,000 followers. For the viewers tonight, you really want to go there. I tried to show the best I could, but I was counting the number of her grids where she has before and after, and every grid has a before, has before and afters. And like Nicole said, when you really see the before, there is a profound difference in not only the hair, but the lighting, the context, the background. So it really does look transformational.
And another thing is with the before and afters, that's another way that I'm able to play in my personal account, my personal business account, is I take those befores and afters and I really, show them on my stories of my personal page. So when they click through, it's just the before and the after right there next to each other. And then I always put my links to my business page that they can click and tag. So I'm marketing, of course, to all my followers on my personal page as well. And then I have all my beauty industry lovers and my hair and makeup gals and all my clients that have migrated their way towards my business page, which is where I really do my work at.
Yeah, and while you were chatting, I actually have today's story. I think you got 4 or 5 slides there. So that content is uploaded in your story, and then some of that, finds its place, some of it on your grid. So your second key is I think a very essential key. Talk about what that is.
Okay, second key to social media is consistency. Very, very consistent with my posts. And I'll tell you how to do this. So, and this is going to be going into my third key. But consistency in posting, it takes the brain a minimum of 3 times to see something to act upon it. So I'm posting consistently 1 to 3 times a day. I try to do more than that, but I have a busy life just like I know all of you guys do. But you have to consistently be posting. And what also really helps with this, if you turn the insights on your Instagram, the insights will tell you how many who's following you, yes, what percentage men and women are, the times of days that they're active, and what days of the week that your page is viewed the most. So you're going to take those insights and you're going to act upon them. So if your page is active at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., you're going to post your pages from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That you really want to market towards the group that you want to market to, and that's very important. But be consistent, post your work more than once a day. People need to be able to, get on there at lunch, get on there at night, scroll your work and see 2 and 3 things that you did that day. And the more that they see, the more that they want to come to you, and that's going to happen.
I love it. I love it. So the last key that you actually had 3 keys, and this last one is really, really important, and it has to do with, well, I'll let you tell us. What is that third key?
So just like I said, coming from the second key, going into this third one, pre-planning your post. This has been the biggest difference for me for pre-planning my post. Just like I said, I'm a hairdresser. I'm behind the chair. I don't have time to eat. I don't have time to sleep, just like you guys. So every single second of the day that I have that's free, whether I've got a color processing, whether I'm in the room eating lunch, whether I'm, sitting in bed at night, whatever I'm doing, I am making posts consistently of the befores and afters that I've done. So every free moment, I'm in there making drafts. So I'm picking my befores and afters, typing out what I want to say about them, the description of it, how I want to describe it, and then I'm just saving the drafts. So on the days that I don't have time to sit and make a post and I don't have 45 minutes to just hang out on my phone, I've got 20 drafts already saved, and I know the times in my head that they're going to be popular and post. So I'm going to choose those times, and all I have to do is go on to Instagram and hit on whatever draft I've made and hit send, and it's there. And I can hit send at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and it's there. And I didn't have to think about it. It was done. And that's really what's made the huge difference for me, is having them made when I need them made.
I mean, one of the things I learned from studying your process is you've developed a rhythm, a system. I'm looking at your newest piece of content that you placed today, and even the caption of falling in love all over again with natural curls, and then you actually put a keyword in there, at Redken curvaceous line, and it goes on and on. So there you can see that there's thought put into the content of your caption. There's thought with before and after on your grids. There's thought as to that content shows up on your stories. That content is showing up in your Instagram library, on your 10,000 follower page. So this could go on and on and on, and it can. I actually ran over with you because you're awesome. But before we let you go, you have to promise me that you'll come back for an encore, because I have a feeling inside of a 120-day window, you're going to like blow past 3 and 4 and 4A, and you're going to be at the top here in your front end of 20-something. I want to bring you back to the world so that the world can see how you're doing.
Most definitely. I will be back anytime you ask.
All right. So what's your name again? What's your handle?
It's Nicole from Hairbender Salon.
I love it. And that's what everybody in your community says. There's Nicole from Hairbender Salon. So you've actually branded your name to the salon, and it's working for you. So kudos to you. And we made history tonight. You have a lot of your friends and followers that are really encouraging you. So keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's give it up for Nicole one more time, you guys. See you, Nicole.
Bye.
I think you ought to give it up for her one more time, guys. Just give it up. Wow. So you really, heard, I think the best of her story. I mean, come on. I mean, we're talking about 21 years old, and she's to that place that she's at now. She's basically almost going ballistic. And her tutorial part of the interview was just, frankly, as inspiring as her story. And so she was really very methodical of how she's using Instagram. That's why I want you to really go to, she has 2 pages. She calls one page her personal page, but it really isn't, because she's put so much thought. Frankly, the content on that brands her as a service provider, I think is equal to, and some of that content, frankly, is even greater than what she has on her client's page, especially when you start looking at her highlight library. So do that for yourself, and I think you're gonna really be amazed. So extraordinary interview. If you're new to us, you're on Michael Cole Summit's Facebook page. This is really becoming this. What was this? This interview tonight was 188. So we've been in this game now since Facebook launched Facebook Live. I think now it's well over 3 years. So and so every Thursday evening we do this. We even do a couple of lives during the week. And so if I'm you, knowing what I know, you're going to want to like this page. You're going to want to save this page, because this page really is going to it'll be your learning channel. It'll get you in the game more, better, faster. Now, the other thing I wanted to, I'm just sliding my PowerPoint over here. Sometimes the Wi-Fi gods aren't nice to me, so I gotta like do it, analog, one at a time. You hang out on my Michael Cole Instagram page as well, because tonight's interview will be cooked down in what we call a micro learning. So we'll take Nicole's, I think the interview went probably 20 plus minutes. We're going to cook that down probably in a 5, 6, 7 minute micro learning bite where it just goes to her silver bullets. And what we do is we put that micro learning on my IGTV channel on Michael Cole Summit. So if you Googled Michael Cole Summit, it would tell you virtually anywhere on the internet that we're doing this work, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So you should also be living on summitsalon.com. Specifically, they have a resource silo, and everyone from Nicole to the other 187 people, this is their Bible. This is what we call the social digital script guide. This is the blueprint that people are using, learning how do I use the internet, how do I use Instagram, Facebook to really blow up my income. If I'm a service provider behind the chair, and when Nicole says she plans every single second, every single minute, she's using the social digital planner of Summit so that she really plans her work and works her plan. So get on there and get yourself in that as well, and that'll help you to take the ride. Summitsalon.com/MC Live is all of our edited video that you can go. It'll take you to YouTube's page where you don't have to go on archaeological digs. You'll enjoy that as well. What else do I have for you? We have a brand new .com, Summit Salon 365. Really is we put some of our more refined education on there. There's a membership fee, but you can watch really awesome. I have a video course on there called the Social Media Guest Experience. So it's a nominal fee. You can hang out there 365 days a year with us. SummitSalon365.com. So give that a peek. We have. This is kind of sort of how we work on our digital online coaching services. So we have a salon spa owner social media consulting, where you can develop key strategic best practices and goals. We got social media virtual coaching, where we get one-on-one. We no longer have to jump on airplanes to come and see you. There's a complimentary 1-hour consultation. If you want to find out more about that, call our 800 number, 718-5949, or just kind of look us up online. But this is really, you want to get involved in this because this is where we're going as a company. If you hang out on summitsalon.com, we have mobile calculators that basically are programmed where if you key in how much money you want to take home in any given year and how many days a week you work behind the chair, it'll tell you what your average day needs to be to hit that goal. And of course, the social digital script guide, the planner, is what you use to take actions to hit the goal. So we've got it figured out, you guys, and that's why we want you to hang out with us. We even have, for those of you that need tracking, we have a tracking app to measure what you treasure so that you can see day to day, week to week, month to month, how you're doing with referrals and average tickets and retail and rebooks. So that you really know when to raise your prices. So it's a full meal deal on this, and a lot of this is because of our sponsor, L'Oreal Professional Product Division. These are their brands, and we really want you to use their brands because to the degree that you support their brands and you encourage your guests to bring their brands home, they're in a position to continue to support the work that we're bringing to you online. So please do that. And of course, Summit Salon Business Center is really kind of where the genesis of all of our profound knowledge is. And so if you haven't been to Summit yet, or you're not part of the Summit Salon community, really talk to your the salon-centric sales consultant or the state beauty consultant, salon consultant, as well as RDA ProMart in the Texas region. They would be more than happy to help you. Look at these brands; they're amazing. Pulp Riot is our newest, and it's just blowing up the beauty industry. Then we have Baxter of California. Of course, we have Redken Shoe, Kerastase, Pureology, Matrix Biolage, Essie. L'Oreal Professional, and of course shoes. So support our brands, and we'll support you. It's been a great show tonight, and I'll look forward to seeing to showing you another Jedi next week. So have a great week.